Stokes, Cleveland, 1935. Outhwaite, the projects. A young boy sees the world with wishes to maintain. Vermin, destitution, marginalization, struggle never clouded the sacrifices that he understood were taken by his mother, and they maintained. East Tech,
Cleveland,
1944. They tell us we are at war overseas, but we already know the war has always been right here. Men that look like him are niggers to people that look like them. And there are so many that look like him at school that they thought that they could verbalize the words of war inconsequentially. So, he gives them war. In 1945, he goes to war, and he fights adulthood as a tarred American, blackened by circumstantial abandonment, immobilization, and demarcation. From 1954 through 1962, he experiences higher level graduations and ascension into the same institution that ignored him and those that looked like him, the government.
Cleveland,
1967, as mayor, he declares war on abandonment, immobilization, and demarcation. It was then that Cleveland should walk into a new life, a peaceful city, a tranquil one that worked for peace, avoiding the chaos from the other civil struggling worlds around it.
Cleveland,
1968, Civil War breaks out, except this time, the South seemed to rise. And scapegoats were crafted like piñatas, but this piñata never broke. With strike after strike bellowing his blows, Stokes continued to fight. The war that was battled along the color line, the money line, and these long lines that continue to extend until this day. And he put himself among the front lines to redefine what it means to fight. All battles start from within, I once heard. And systematically, he fought the abandonment, immobilization, and the demarcation from within. And we are along the same lines today. The Army for Justice and Freedom is in need of its soldiers that imitate the fearless warriors that came from before. My question to you all right now and today is, how will we fight? Hopefully, we can dive more into that question as we examine the life of our late mayor, first African-American mayor of Cleveland and of any major city in America, Carl B. Stokes. And we are
Stokes. Promises of power.
I'm Carl Stokes, 4 years old, at my mother's feet.
She stands over me in the house of the rich white man whose house she cleans, and she tells me, never ask her for something she cannot afford.
The only toy in this white man's house she lets me play with is a book. Mama says I need to learn how to read my way out of bricklaying and janitor work. I listen, but I still want the toys on the floor.
My world is my mother and my brother, Louis. Its geography runs from East 68th Street to East 79th Street, going east and from Cedar Avenue south to Central Avenue.
Everybody on those streets knew everybody else, knew what they were doing and what they were hiding.
In the busted two-story where my mother and brother lived, we lived on the first floor. The front steps always needed fixing, and for some reason, one of them was always missing.
When I'm 11 years old, my brother, my mom, and I are some of the first black folks to live in the Outhwaite projects. Central heating, hot water, and cold.
A whole-ass washing machine.
A refrigerator.
Cleveland was the first city in the United States to build housing for the poor with federal funds.
It's a step up from where we've been.
Doesn't seem like it when you look at the building now, but when you go from warming up your feet on hot bricks in the wintertime to having a whole bedroom to yourself, it's a big difference.
And for the first time, my mother had a bed of her own. In the rec center?
1 block away. A swimming pool, ping pong table, boxing ring, art classes.
The center is where I learned how to box, where I smoked enough clowns at ping pong to be a member of the city championship team.
Then puberty hit me like a fist. Attention!
Another day, another duty. Here I am still feeling like I'm trapped in a cage, like an animal, just wanting to be set free in its own natural habitat. But I know I won't be able to do that in this facility. I mean, look at me. I'm a young black man who dropped out of high school and joined the military for the benefits. I mean, how can I possibly turn down an opportunity like that? There's better income, nice gestures given to you from civilians, travel, and my schooling is paid for in full coverage. something here. Fighting battles in Germany of World War II, aside along with other fellow black men, although we weren't treated with the utmost respect like the others, but although they don't really give a damn about us, we're still determined to save and fight this country. Another day, another duty. And here I am still feeling like I'm trapped in a cage, like an animal, just preparing for death. Oh God, I gotta get the hell up out of here. To this generation, let me tell you about the value of education. You see, although I was a good student at the age of 17, I dropped out of Central High School in 1944. For a brief period, I worked for Thompson Products. And then I joined the U.S. Army to serve and to explore. Now, many folks would say, man, that Carl Stokes is a fool for dropping out of school. Hey, they're entitled to their own opinion. What can I say? But I knew that at the end of the day, if I wanted to make a change for the better for the city of Cleveland, I had to do something. It's 1946, and so I made it my choice to enroll back into school and finish up my education in Cleveland. And furthermore, attend some university colleges such as Western Virginia State and Case Western Reserve, where I'll graduate with my major in psychology. And for 3 years, I'll gain some experience at the Ohio Department of Liquor Control as a law enforcement agent. And then by 1954, I should earn my bachelor's of science degree at the University of Minnesota. Now, if I want the living conditions for the city of Cleveland and the catering to the black community to improve, wouldn't it be a smart move to go to law school? Yeah, I think so too.